Psychological manipulation can be defined as the exercise of undue influence through mental distortion and emotional exploitation, with the intention to seize power, control, benefits, and privileges at the victim's expense. It is important to distinguish healthy social influence from psychological manipulation. Healthy social influence occurs between most people, and it is part of the give and take of constructive relationships. But in psychological manipulation, one person is used for the benefit of another. The manipulator deliberately creates an imbalance of power and exploits the victim to serve his or her agenda. In this video, I am going to explain 14 important signs of psychological and emotional manipulation. So let's get started. Home court advantage. A manipulative individual may insist on meeting and interacting with you in a physical space where he or she can exercise more dominance and control. This can be the manipulator's office, home, or other spaces where he feels ownership and familiarity. Or it can also be a place where you lack those things. The reason for them doing this is that they feel empowered and confident in such spaces. The most obvious reason for this is often them having more social capital in such places, like friends or employees. Let you speak first to establish your baseline and look for weaknesses. Many salespeople do this when they prospect you. By asking you general and probing questions, they establish a baseline about your thinking and behavior, from which they can evaluate your strengths and weaknesses. This type of questioning with hidden agenda can also occur at the workplace or in personal relationships. Manipulation of facts. The common examples of this kind of manipulation are lying, making excuses, being two-faced, and playing the victim when the real victim is you. Strategic disclosure or withholding of key information can also be considered such manipulation in some cases. This kind of manipulation is very common and can be found almost anywhere. However, it can turn out to be extremely toxic when exercised by some chronic manipulator. Overwhelm you with facts and statistics. Some individuals enjoy doing what is called intellectual bullying by presuming to be the expert and most knowledgeable in certain areas. They take advantage of you by imposing alleged facts, statistics, and other data you may know little about. This can happen in sales and financial situations, in professional discussions and negotiations, and in social and relational arguments. By presuming expert power over you, the manipulator hopes to push through his or her agenda more convincingly. Some people use this technique for no other reason than to feel a sense of intellectual superiority. Overwhelm you with procedures and red tape. Certain people use bureaucracy like paperwork, procedures, laws and bylaws, committees, and other roadblocks to maintain their position and power. They do this while making your life more difficult, and such people are experts in twisting around facts and different forms of data to suit their own benefit. This technique can also be used to delay the process of fact-finding and truth-seeking. Some people may use this to hide flaws and weaknesses and evade scrutiny. Raising their voice and displaying negative emotions. Some individuals raise their voice during discussions as a form of aggressive manipulation. The assumption may be that if they project their voice loudly enough or display negative emotions, you'll submit to their coercion and give them what they want. The aggressive voice is frequently combined with strong body language such as standing or excited gestures to increase impact. Negative surprises. Some people use negative surprises to put you off balance and gain a psychological advantage. This can range from lowballing in a negotiation situation to a sudden profession that he or she will not be able to come through and deliver in some way. Typically, the unexpected negative information comes without warning, so you have little time to prepare and counter their move. The manipulator may also ask for additional concessions from you in order to continue working with you, giving you little or no time to decide. This is a common sales and negotiation tactic, where the manipulator puts pressure on you to make a decision before you're ready. By applying tension and control onto you, it is hoped that you will quote-unquote crack and give in to the aggressor's demands. When faced by such situations, you must not give in. Take your time and make the right decision. Negative humor designed to poke at your weaknesses and disempower you. Some manipulators like to make critical remarks, often disguised as humor or sarcasm, to make you seem inferior and less secure. Examples include any variety of comments ranging from your appearance, your older model smartphone, your background and credentials, to the fact that you walked in 2 minutes late and out of breath. By making you look bad, and most importantly, getting you to feel bad, the aggressor hopes to impose psychological superiority over you. Consistently judge and criticize you to make you feel inadequate. Distinct from the previous behavior where negative humor is used as a cover, here the manipulator picks on you in a straightforward and outright fashion. By constantly marginalizing, ridiculing, and dismissing you, he or she keeps you off balance and maintains their superiority. The aggressor deliberately fosters the impression that there is always something wrong with you, and that no matter how hard you try, you are inadequate and will never be good enough. Significantly, the manipulator focuses on the negative without providing genuine and constructive solutions or offering any meaningful ways to help. The silent treatment. By deliberately not responding to your reasonable calls, text messages, emails, or other inquiries, the manipulator presumes power by making you wait and intends to place doubt and uncertainty in your mind. The silent treatment is a head game where silence is used as a form of leverage. But be careful not to consider every act of silence as an act of manipulation. Pretend ignorance. This is the classic quote-unquote playing dumb tactic. By pretending that he or she doesn't understand what you want or what you expect them to do, the manipulator or the passive-aggressive person makes you take on what is their responsibility and gets you to break a sweat. Some children use this tactic in order to delay, stall, and manipulate adults into doing things for them that they don't want to do. Some grown-ups use this tactic as well when they have something to hide or an obligation that they wish to avoid. Guilt baiting. Guilt baiting means hooking you up using the power of guilt. And believe me, it is so common that it literally happens everywhere. Some common examples of guilt baiting are unreasonable blaming, targeting recipient's soft spot, and holding another responsible for the manipulator's happiness and success, or unhappiness and failures. By targeting the recipient's emotional weaknesses and vulnerability, the manipulator forces the other person into their unreasonable requests and demands. The last one is victimhood. You know what it means, right? Let me list here some common examples. Exaggerated or imagined personal issues, exaggerated or imagined health issues, dependency, codependency, deliberate frailty to elicit sympathy and favor, playing weak, powerless, or martyr. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button if you liked it, and don't forget to share this video with those who may need it.